Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome for the next session. So, continuing on our series 150 must do questions part 4. Right. So, all of us are familiar by now that we are doing a mixed bag of problems and this is something that will you know make us think. So, questions which are a sort of bringing a new flavor on the already existing pattern that we have identified. Concepts that are often asked, and yeah. So let's get down to the grill, I would say. Okay. So I hope all of us are ready, right? So I hope all of will us will be trying along with me. All right. All right. Here we go. Now, all of us, I hope all of us are aware that CL is now out with its app. If you are not, then check it out. It's something that would enable again in your already ongoing preparation. All right. It's available on both iOS as well as Android. Okay. So learn while you travel, learn every day, every time. Okay. Now, here we go, people. Question one, percentage. Let's see. Okay. Among five friends, Ashraf earns 50% more than Bhuvan, who earns 25% more than Chetan, who earns 20% less than Dhaval, who earns 7.5% less than Ikansh. All right, so five people in the mix, and incomes are being compared one after the other. How much percentage more does the highest earning friend make compared to the lowest earning friend among the five? So we have to identify first thing is to identify the persons or possibly the persons who could be earning the highest and the least, right? uh, so can I say that if before we do any kind of calculation, it would be just wise to establish who earns the highest, who earns the least, then we are clear that between whom we have to compare, right? So just writing here in an inequality form first, can I say Ashraf? So I'll just write ABCD. Ashraf earns more than one, just whatever percentage, 50%. So A is more than B. Further, B also earns more than C. So B is further more than C. Then further, C earns less than D. So continuing this, now the chain breaks. C earns less than D, and further D earns less than E. Right. So that's the sequence. That's how they're connected. Now just look at this condition in one way. On one hand, we have A more than B more than C. Now, since the chain breaks in the middle, look at it from the other end. Can I say that E is more than D, who is more than C? So this is a good way to look at this statement, isn't it? People, by the way, I mean, you can jump in and try to solve this question for fast than me. All right. So I'll be waiting for your answers and we'll be declaring your names also. Okay. So solve with me. All right. Solve with me and be faster than me. Let's make it a game. Who can solve faster than me? Okay. Now, what I'm saying, can I say that definitely C earns the least? For sure, because A is more than B is more than C and E is more than D is more than C. So definitely C is the earning the least, right? Because A also and B also is more than C, E also and D also is more than C. So C we are sure is earning the least, but what about the person who is earning the highest? Definitely not B because A is even more. Definitely not D because E is even more. So both E and A are possible candidates over here, isn't it? Both A and E could be the possible people who could be earning the highest. So can I say we have to establish the percentage comparison now. We have to now get down to the numbers. We have identified the least, but between the for the highest, there is a competition between A and E. Now it depends on all the actual numbers, right? So now let's come down to it. A earns so with respect to C, can I say B earns 25% more? So from C, we increase it by 25%. So first I'm coming to this chain, A more than B more than C. So with respect to C, B is earning 25% more. So C 25% increase, you reach to B. B further, A earns 50% more than that. So 50% increase, and that is A's income. So what is the overall percentage increase from here to here? Uh, we can either apply the successive percentage change formula that we know, right? A plus B plus A into B by 100, or we can do multiplying factor concept. Both are equivalent. So I'll apply the formula 25 plus 50 plus 25 into 50 by 100, or simply 25 into 0.5 or half. So this is 25 plus 50, 75 plus 25 by 2, which is 20.5. So this is 87.5%. Now 87.5 is also there in the options, but it might be a trap option. So we just need to quickly check now for the other chain of percentage increase from C to D to E. Now here, with respect to C, D is earning 20% less, right? So what we will say, from C you decrease by 20% and you reach to Dhaval's income D, and further you decrease by 37.5%, and then you reach to finally E, right? Sorry, just one second. Chetan, sorry, my bad. Um, just one second. I think I have written it a little bit other way around, because we have to start from E, right? First we start from E, and D earns 37.5% less. So E's income when decreased by 37.5%, we reach to D's income, and C earns 20% less than D. So 20% less, and you reach to finally C's income. So therefore, C's income is overall how much percentage less than E? Let me use the multiplying factor concept this time. C's income is, first, this is a decrease of 3/8. All of us should be comfortable with percentage to fraction numbers. 37.5% is 3/8. 20% is 1/5. So this is decrease of 3/8. So it will become 1 minus 3/8, which is 5/8 first, and then decrease of 1/5. So 1 minus 1/5, which is 4/5. So C's income is 5/8 into 1 minus 1/5, which is 4/5 of E's income, right? So C's income is, so what is it, what is this simplifying as? 5 cancels, 4 also cancels. This is simply giving me C's income is half of E's income, or E's income is twice of C's income, which means that E's income is 100% more than C's income, right? So this is even higher than our earlier 87.5%. So that's the answer, right? So multiplying factor concept was used, and successive percentage change formula was used, and you just had a sequential simple successive percentage change concept in this problem, right? So the core of arithmetic, all of us should be knowing successive percentage change. All right. uh, okay, so question 2, something with time and work, particularly pipes and cisterns. Okay, let's read. 5 inlet pipes and 4 outlet pipes are attached to a tank. 5 inlet, 4 outlet. Each inlet pipe fills at the same rate. Each outlet pipe drains at the same rate. If all the pipes are opened simultaneously, the tank gets filled in 10 hours. It means that the filling pipes have an overall higher work output than the draining pipes, because effectively the tank will get filled, right? If an inlet pipe if an inlet pipe is opened for as much time in which it can fill a tank working alone, then the tank gets filled to only 37.5% of its capacity, since an outlet pipe was left open by mistake. So this statement has to be very carefully understood what it actually uh, results into, right? In how many hours can an outlet pipe working alone empty the tank? Very interesting. Whenever there is no data much, right, in the problem, right, it would be convenient to take the approach of defining the rates as a variable and then trying to establish the ratio or comparison between the rates, because there are two kind of pipes. So the first clear objective here is to establish that ratio of how much work output is there for a inlet pipe versus an outlet pipe. I'll come to the second part of the problem where it says that 37.5%, right? Effectively, this statement tells me that when both were working, one inlet and one outlet pipe were working together, the effective work that was being done was 37.5 or 3/8 of the work that would have been done by the inlet pipe alone, right? So let's say that the inlet pipe, we define the rate as plus A units, and the outlet pipe, we define their rates as negative B units, right? So the net work or the net rate that is being achieved is actually A minus B, right? So this effective rate is 37.5% or 3/8 of the rate that could have been achieved by the inlet pipe alone, right? Isn't this the interpretation of the last part? Please tell me, everyone, yes or no? Agree with this, right? So therefore we get A minus 3 by 8 of A or 5 by 8 of A is B, or simply A by B is 8 by 5. So this is what I was looking for to establish the relationship between the work rate. And now it makes sense because effectively the inlet pipe have a higher rate than the outlet pipe. And the inlet pipes are actually even more in number than the outlet pipes. There are 5 of them against 4, isn't it? Now what's the next task? We have established the ratio. Next what? Now we have not defined the work, right? We have not yet quantified the work. So something called as the LCM approach you must have heard of in time and work, right? Whereby we assume the work. Now, let me make this very clear. Whether you can either you can assume the work as some numerical value, or you can even define the rate of the persons, or in this case the pipes. That is also equivalent to using the LCM approach, right? Whereby you quantify the rates also. So from this ratio, can I simply say, let's assume the work rates. Let's assume A is 8 units only. That, right, 8 units of work can be done by an inlet pipe, whereas an outlet pipe can do a negative 5 units of work uh, in the same time, right? So the 8 and minus 5 I'm rating taking as the rate. So since the all the pipes can fill in 10 hours, so can I say I can now establish the work, which means the basically the total capacity of the tank over here, right? In terms of this 8 and minus 5. So for work is rate into time. Time is 10 hours, and rate is the total rate of 5 inlet and 4 outlet pipes, right? So 5 into 8 and plus negative of 4 into 5. Make sense? Right? So therefore what we are getting as the total work, 10 times 5 into 8, 40, minus 5 into 4, 20, 40 minus 20, which is 20. So this is 200 units. So this is, I think, the meaning or the interpretation of the given information. Now we can finish the problem. In how much time can outlet pipe working alone empty the tank? Its rate is 5. It needs to do 200 units of work. Time is work by rate. Work is 200 units. Rate is 5 units per hour. So 200 by 5 or 40 hours. Isn't it? People, yes or no? I'm not seeing any activity today, people. No response. 2 questions have gone by. Now buck up. Give me some response, right? Let's do the next one, and I want some response, right? I'm giving you the open challenge. Solve it faster than me. What do you say? Let's see the next one. Okay, so again, continuing with something on arithmetic, profit and loss. Here we go. Amit is about to finalize a business deal with a key client. All right. There is a certain lower limit to the profit he must earn, for sure. You don't go in for giving something away for free. Obviously, you're here for profits. The quoted price to the client is at a markup that is thrice this lower limit. Mhm. So if 10 rupees is something that the company had set him to earn, then the company has put up a markup of 30 rupees. Something like that makes coming to my mind. After signing the deal, Amit tells his manager, despite giving a 12.5% discount, I earned twice the minimum expected profit. Hmm, interesting. So he satisfied both the parties, right? He sought a middle ground. Obviously, there was negotiation. He offered a discount, but still he had a good margin. He left with twice the minimum. How much percentage profit did Amit eventually make in the deal? Looks like a puzzle, isn't it? Or is it? No, it's not. We can solve it. It's क्या बोलते हैं वो बाएं हाथ का खेल है ये सवाल. Yes, please. Who can solve this? People, show me some enthusiasm. Solve it faster than me. Okay, so in any such questions where whenever there is a question of profit and loss or any such question where we are not given the numbers, right? Here we are not given any monetary term. कितने लाख का क्या था, कितने रुपए की चीज थी, वो कुछ nothing is there. So what do we always do? We can assume anything, right? So we can, because all the question is percentage related, right? We have to find the percentage profit. So always we can assume the cost as which is the base price, the starting price. 100 is always the convenient number to make the percentage comparison. So I'm starting with assuming the cost price of that item or whatever that deal is 100 rupees, right? Whatever he's selling, some software product, some AI tool, something new, right? Cost is 100 rupees. So the next is the minimum profit that he was asked to earn. So let's say X here is that minimum profit he was assigned to achieve. So from this cost price, what was the actual marked price? What was the actual marked price? It was marked by 3x rupees. So therefore the marked price was 100 plus 3x, right? From cost, you first do markup and then you do the discounting. From this 100 plus 3x, Amit then if eventually gave a 12.5% discount, right? Now we know that his selling price was twice the minimum profit. So means 2x profit he earned. So the selling price is 100 rupees, the cost, plus the profit he eventually earned, which is 2x. So I think now it's a simple percentage relationship that 100 plus 3x when decreased by 12.5% becomes 100 plus 2x. So 12.5% is 1/8. So this is a decrease of 1/8. So can I say that the equation over here that we can write is that this 100 plus 2x, this eventual selling price that he has, which is 100 plus 2x, is 1 minus 1/8, which is 7/8 of the marked price. Selling price is 7/8 of the marked price. So it is 7/8 of 100 plus 3x. Simple equation to help me find the value of x. All right, so I'm getting cross multiply this 100 plus 2x into 8. So 800 plus 16x, that is 700 plus 7 into 3, 21x. So 21x minus 16x, which is 5x. So that is 800 minus 700, which is 100, or simply x is a very good number, which is 20. So what is the answer? 20%? He earned, no, 20 is the minimum profit, but he did not earn 20. He earned twice of that. He eventually earned this 2x, right? So x is 20, so 2x, which is 40, he eventually had made a profit of 40%, isn't it? Right. So I'm showing you today I think the first question as well as in this question, the idea of successive percentage change, right? Here also markup followed by discount, which is successive percentage change. That was the base concept, right? And the fact that you start by assuming the initial value as a you can assume it as 100. People sometimes take it as variable. I think 100 is fine enough. You can easily think with numbers, right? Because with respect to 100, any number is the percentage. So if there is a 20 rupees profit that he has earned, uh, x is 20, so 2x is 40, so 40 is 40% of 100, so that's why 100 is the easiest number. All right, okay, people buck up. Let me show me some participation, right? Let's do the next one. Okay, geometry, here we go. Equilateral triangle PAB is inscribed in a circle. In any geometry question, first a sketch is required to start thinking. Let's first of all draw the first statement. Draw a circle, draw the equilateral triangle inscribed inside of it. Right. Okay, so circle. Let me make it a little larger than this. All right, so yeah, PAB is a equilateral triangle. Yeah, I'm trying my best to give you a good sketch. PAB. Chord QR is equal in length and parallel to chord AB. What's the ratio of PQR to PAB? PAB is already there. I have to draw now PQR. QR is a chord equal to the chord AB and also parallel to it. Parallel to it and equal. Equal chords are equidistant from the center of the circle. So this chord AB is obviously at certain distance from the center of the circle. You go back the same distance in the backward direction and draw another chord parallel to AB. That is what the question is talking about. This chord QR. And then the question is focusing on this triangle, new triangle PQR. That's what the figure is. In any geometry question, the first thing is draw the correct sketch of the figure, right? So first, the correct interpretation is the thing to go through, right? So this is the fine. This is the correct sketch. Now coming down to the geometry of this figure, we have to relate the ratio of the areas of PQR and PAB. Let's choose a common variable, which is the radius of the circle, to interrelate the dimensions of these both triangles. PAB is PAB is an equilateral triangle. Its area is simply root 3 by 4 into side square. Let's join this O center of the circle to A, right? So that this OA is the radius. Then I'll try to establish the side length of this triangle PAB in terms of that. Since this is an equilateral triangle, so obviously angle APB 60-degree. Angle made at the center, if I also join AOB, then angle AOB should be twice of angle APB, right? The angle at center is twice of the angle at the circumference. So this whole angle should be 120. Since triangle OAB is isosceles, and this is obviously the perpendicular, so it is the line of symmetry, this ON call it, which will be bisecting angle AOB also. So this whole angle 120 will be split across as 60 60. So this is a 30 60 90 triangle in which opposite to 90 we have R. So simply opposite to 30-degree here we will have R by 2, and opposite to 60 will have root 3 by 2 R. Likewise, since AN is root 3 by 2 R, likewise NB is also root 3 by 2 R. So we get that AB is simply root 3 R, which is the side of the equilateral triangle, our PAB. So the first part is done. Therefore, that area of triangle PAB is root 3 by 4 into side square, and side is root 3R. So root 3R whole square is 3R square. So this is 3R square into root 3 by 4, or 3 root 3 by 4 R square. Right. Now coming to PQR. Okay. So as I said, e uh, equal chords are equidistant from the center of the circle, right? Means chords which are equal in length should be equidistant at the same distance from the center of the circle, isn't it? So this ON, which is there, which is R by 2. So this OM, if I mark this point as M, this OM is also R by 2. Now, since OP would have been whole of R and I have made OM to be R by 2. So can I say PM is R by 2 as well? Hmm? Right? This, because now I'm now focusing on this triangle PQR, isn't it? Now that I think that does the job, right? Because for triangle PQR, obviously by symmetry, it is isosceles as well as the whole figure on either side is symmetric, right? Right. So Harsh, can you conclude the answer quickly? What are you getting? So can I say for triangle PQR, the base QR is simply root 3r, the height is r by 2, right? So therefore, area of triangle PQR is also, I think, done, because this is obviously the altitude PM, because also this will be 90 degree, because this is again symmetric, right? So therefore, its area simply what? Half base into height. Base is your QR. QR is the same as AB, which is root 3r, and the height is your r by 2. So this is root 3 by 4r square, right? So this is thrice of that, isn't it? This is root 3 by 4r square. That is 3 root 3 by 4r square. So 1 is to 3. Right. Right. So yeah, Harsh, we can always analyze in many ways. We can go through the concept, in different channel of thought. Right. So yeah. So your logic is also fine. All right. Okay. Back up. Let's. Yeah, I want more participation, people. Right. Let's see next one. Okay, something on equations. Again, something to do with incomes. Arun, Barun, Charu, income. If incomes of Barun and Charu differ by 16, how much does Arun earn? So yeah, so we are given the monetary value at the end, 16,000, and then we have to find. So you see in the exam, we are not going to get the headline of the title, but I have just kept this over there so that we have the clarity what we are doing. Which means that obviously we have to frame equations over here the usual way. But what's new in this question? I mean, is it as simple as a question as just frame the equation and solve them? I would want to highlight one thing. Every question that I'm bringing is with a purpose. Before starting to solve this question, just look at the last statement. If incomes of Barun and Charu differ by 16,000. Now, mostly what people do after they look at the statement of differences, they take first quantity minus second quantity equal to the given value. I want to highlight one thing. From this statement, which is that incomes of Barun and Charu differ by 16,000, we cannot infer that Barun earns more than Charu. Okay, so Harsh, for example, if I make a statement to you, the difference of your age, mine and my age is 20 years. Is my statement flawed? No. Now you should not say, okay, your income minus my income, your age minus my age is 20 years. No, the difference is 20. So from this statement, we don't know who is older. Now forget that I am older than you, which is most probably the case. Forget that, right? But just this statement does not imply who is older. So therefore, the point is we cannot jump to write the equations from this last statement very quickly. We have to first establish from the earlier statements who earns more. Now, the earlier statements are comparative statements, right? 1/5 of Arun's plus 1/6 of Barun's equals half of Charu's. And there is one more similar equation. Then comes the logic that when we have three variables, okay, we need two statements to get the ratio between them. Like, if A ratio B is given and B ratio C is given, then we can connect them and get A ratio B ratio C. Now, in this case, there are equations. The equations are given, which can also be manipulated to eventually relate them and get the ratios. So once you get the ratios, then you can come to the last statement. So that is a whole chart. That is a whole algorithm, the process, I think, we need to take over here. So let me implement this now. I'll take small ABC to represent the respective incomes of the three persons, right? So 1/5 of Arun's A by 5 plus 1/6 of Barun's plus b by 6 equals half of Charu's equals c by 2. Let me get rid of the fractional coefficients. Let me multiply through it with 30 here. 5 into 6, 30. So I get 6a plus 5b is 15c is my first equation. Second equation, 1/3 of Barun's income b by 3 plus 1/8 of Charu's c by 8 equals half of Arun's equals a by 2. Multiply by 8 into 3, 24 to get rid of the fractions. Right, I don't like fractions. I always keep coefficients as integers. I get 8b plus 3c equals 24 by 2, which is 12a. Now, so once you will eliminate, you will be able to get the ratios, right? So let's say I do what I do 15c. Okay, I'm equating 15c from the first equation, which is equal to 6a plus 5b. I'm equating that from the second equation as, so I know 3c is what. So I'm equating it to 5 times of 3c, and now I'm replacing 3c as from the second equation 12a minus 8b. This should do the job. This and this I'm comparing to get the ratio of a and b, isn't it? So I'm getting 6a plus 5b is 12 into 5, 60a minus 5 into 8, 40b. I'm getting 60 minus 6, which is 54 times of a equals 45b, 40 plus 5. So a by b is 45 by 54, or 9 can be cancelled, 5 by 6. Perfect. So now finally, let's get the overall final ratio here. I'll take a as 5k. I'll take b as 6k from this ratio. And then I can come to define from the second equation itself that 3c is therefore 12a, which is 12 into 5k minus 8b, which is 8 into 6, 48k. So 60 minus 48, which is 12k. 3c is 12k, so c is 4k. So a is 5k, b 6k, c is 4k. Barun is earning more than Charu, 6k versus 4k, right? So finally I can write that 6k minus 4k, which is 12 2k, that value is 16,000. So k is 8,000. So what we need to find is the Arun's income, which is your 5k. So k is 8,000, so 5k is 40,000. That is your value, right? So indeed it came out to be b minus c, but it could have been c minus b also. That is my message, right? Never say the difference of x and y is 100. So don't write x minus y is 100. Mod of x minus y is 100, right? Depending on which is larger, accordingly the equation has to be written. All right. Okay. People, algebra, modulus. Let's do this. What is the area bounded in square units between the graphs of the functions given here? So questions have been asked repeatedly and in various ways on graphs. I have seen that people mostly struggle with graphs, and I want you to, gain confidence in that. If you get through your fear of graphs now, you will reach to a very high pinnacle in terms of your confidence in algebra, right? I always want to, excite people to uh, learn graphs, to appreciate how to sketch them. All right, so let's see this one, and also solve it faster than me. Nobody has given me an answer today. Now I have not brought, such tough questions. Why I'm not getting any response today, people? What's happening? Okay, so what is the area bounded in square units between the graphs of fx and gx? Fx is mod inside mod. Gx another mod. Okay. Well, let's see. So, well, so here we go. X axis, Y axis. Okay. So I'll for clarity, I'll do shading in a different way for the two graphs. F. Let's do first F. So obviously, whenever you see mod, you open it according to its definition, according to positive and negative input. First, focus on the inside mod. So obviously, it will open as plus x or minus x depending on x being positive or negative. So can I just redefine over here? Fx is when x is positive, it is mod of x and plus. So when x is negative, for x being negative, mod x will be minus x. So instead of inside of the overall mod, I'll have x plus negative of x, and x minus x is 0 and mod of 0 is 0. What does that mean? It simply means that your function is simply y equal to 0, a horizontal flat line, which is the x-axis itself. So this itself is the graph of f for negative range of values of x. And what when x is positive? When x is positive, it will open as mod of x plus. Now mod of x will be x, so it will be mod of x plus x, or mod of 2x. And since x is positive, so mod of 2x is as good as 2x because x is positive. So mod of x is x only. Interesting. So eventually, this is the vertical line with a sharp gradient of 2. So something like this, y equals 2x. So this is your graph of f in the black shading, right? Now let me shade g. G is a very simple function. I think all of us are can appreciate it very easily, right? First, we all know mod x is the simple v-shaped graph. Then minus of mod x will be, uh, you know, uh, if it was just g execute minus of mod x, it would have been like that, right? But now it will go 6 units upwards because of this 6 on that, right? So I'm doing it here now. 6 units above, it will be like this, and right, inverted v shaped starting from 0 comma 6 over here, and something like this. Now we can see the area bounded coming across, isn't it? Eventually, right? Right. So, Anubhav, uh, mod x is x for positive x and negative x for negative x. It's a mod of it's a double mod, right? So overall the mod which is there. So inside that opening the mod first time will give us x plus negative x for negative values of x. So it will be 0. And for positive values of x, when x is more than 0, this mod will open as x. So it will be mod of x plus x or simply 2x. And yes, you are correct. Mod of minus x is as good as mod of x, right? So can I say that this is this I'm just highlighting this region, this bounded region we have to find. Bounded means that green and the black shading, that black curves, that and the green curve, they are enclosing this region, right? On one side we have this triangle, and on the other side we have this other triangle, right? So we need to add them up. Now let's mark the vertices. This is the line which is y equals 6 plus x, right? So this is the point which is minus 6 comma 0, and this already we have seen, this is 0 comma 6, and so this is obviously right angle triangle of base and height both 6. So the area of this triangle is simply half into 6 into 6, right angle triangle with base also 6, height also 6. So that is 18. That is one triangle. Now option A is ruled out. Option answer must be more than 18. Now we have to find the area of this triangle, for which it would be convenient to take the base along the vertical line, because all I can do is I can find this point and I can find the height along this direction. So this is the line which is y equals 2x. This is the line which is y equals 6 minus x. We need to just simply solve them. So y equals 2x and y equals 6 minus x. So 2x is 6 minus x. So 3x is 6 or x is 2. So this point is x is 2, and since y is twice of that, so this is y is 2 into 2, 4. All right, so as I said, now this point being this for this triangle, so this base, which is I'm taking along the vertical direction, is 6, and the height, which is the horizontal distance of this point, is 2. So the area of this triangle is half into base of 6 along the vertical direction and this height of 2 along the horizontal direction, right? Which is simply 6. So 18 and 6, we are done, 24. Isn't it? Okay, so prepare for these questions, right? Be comfortable with graphs, basic sketching. It is all about straight lines, right? You'll always get these questions. Find the area enclosed by the graphs, right? So be comfortable with curve sketching, right? All right. Okay. Back up, back up. Give me some participation. Let's see next one. Here we go. Numbers. Okay, solve it with me. Try it and solve it faster than me. Here we go. Consider all four-digit numbers in which the unit digit is twice a thousandths digit. Okay, and the two middle digits are equal. Okay, what is the average of all such numbers? Interesting. Now let's see. Okay, so we have four digits. So if the thousandths digit is a, units digit is twice of that, so it's 2a. Now, what can be the possible values for this digit a? Obviously, a being the leading digit of a 4-digit number, it can't be 0. Otherwise, the number will no longer be a 4-digit number to start with. So a has to be minimum 1. It can also be 2. Then these two digits will be 2 and 4. It can also be 3, then 3 and 6. It can also be 4, then 4 and 8. But it can't be 5. Because if this is 5, then this is 10, and 10 is not a digit. So first of all, we have only 4 ways to assign the thousands digit. So this number can only be inside of 5,000, less than 5,000, right? It can only be at the max 4,000 something. The middle two digits are simply equal. So if I take them equal, let's say B and B. Now for B, there is absolutely no limit. It can go all the way from 0 up to 9. No limitation is there because they are the middle digits. So 0 is also fine. You can go up to 9 also. So there are 4 ways for assigning the value of B. There are 10 ways of assigning the value. There are 4 ways of assigning the value of A. There are 10 ways of assigning the value of B. So first of all, how many such numbers are there? Because I have to take the average. So average is sum of values upon number of values. First, I've identified the number of values, which is the total number of numbers that I'm counting here is 4 into 10, 40. Right? A very simple counting thing is also has to be done, right? 4 ways, 10 ways, 4 into 10, 40 ways, total 40 numbers are possible. Now that is simple, but now comes the main part of actually adding up all these numbers, right? Okay, we have got a good response. Yes, very nice, Anubhav. Good, very nice. Right, Anubhav has got this already while I was just explaining this. Okay, so let me now solve it. So, right. Now we have to add the numbers, right? So what we have to do? We have to add the total. So since we are taking digits as the variables, so what we need to do is we need to add the total value created because of the digits as per their place values, right? So first we'll add the total value of the combined values of the units and the thousands place digits. What value do these two contribute to the sum of the 40 numbers, A and 2A, right? So when let's say when A is 1, let's say when A is 1 or any such value 2, 3, 4, how many such numbers will be there when A is 1? So I'm adding the total value of the numbers created by the digits at the place values. When A is 1, there is 1 here and there is 2 here. The total number of such numbers is the number of times I can create the value of B. So can I say every time takes any particular value, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, there are 10 such numbers in which a takes a certain value. There are 10 such numbers, the number of times I can shuffle through the values of b. Okay, now let's say a is 1. So what is the value created because of 1 and 2? Simply 1000 because of the 1 here, and plus 1 plus 2. I mean 2 into 1 plus 2. So 1000 plus 2. 1002 is the value created because of the 1. If a was, let's say, 2, then it would be 2000 plus 2 into 2, 4, which is 2004, or simply twice of this because the digit is twice. So what I'm trying to say, that the value because of the values of a's is simply 1002, which is 10 times, times of 1 times of that because of the digit 1, and twice of that, as we can understand here, you know as we said 2004, so twice of 1002 because of the digit 2 appearing here and here, 2 and 4, and plus 3 and plus 4. Like for example, at the last, when the digit 4 will be here, so 4 and 8, so 4008 is the value, and that repeats 10 times, right? So this is the total value because of the, as the values of a churn across the units and the thousands place digits, right? Which we can calculate, right? Let's quickly do this. 1002, and this is 10 again, 1 2 3 4, and again into 10, so 100. So simply this is 100200, or what this is, 1 lakh and 200, right? Okay, now b is also there, so we now need to find the value of b also. So any value of b, whatever it is, 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, how many times it will come? Simply 4 times. Any value of b will appear 4 times because 4 times I can swap the values of a, right? When b is 0, so 0 and 0 in the middle will come 4 times. 1 and 1 will come 4 times. So let's say, so there is no value created because of 0. Now let's say when b is 1, what happens? What is the value? This is 1 and this is 1. What is the value of this one? 100. What is this value of this one? 10. So the value of it is 100 plus 10, or 110. If it was, let's say b was 2, then the value would have been what? 200 plus 20, 2 and 2. So 200 plus 20, 220. So in a similar way, you can understand the value, the total value of the values of b as they go across from 0 to 9 is, so 110 because of 1, but it would be 220, 330, and so on because of the digits 2 3 4. So you do into 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 9, and each of these values of the digits, each of these digits are appearing 4 times, they are repeating 4 times, so their total value is into 4. I'm explaining it in detail because if you have not done this question before, I'm going through it very slowly and explaining it in detail, right? Once you understand the logic, you can do this very quickly, right? I'm just going through it very carefully. Okay, so therefore this is 110 into, this is 45. All of us know n plus 1 by 2, 9 into 10 by 2, 45 into 4. 45 into 2 is 90, into 2 is, this is 180. 180 into 110. 18 into 11 is 198. So 180 into 110 is 19800. All right. So what is the total sum? 100200 plus 19800. If you add that, right, 100200 and 198. I think I have forgotten a zero. Uh, this was 180. This was 110. So it will be just 1 second. Somewhere I have lost a zero. Just 1 second. 110, and this was 45, and this was into 4. 45 into 4 is 180. 180 into 110. Yeah. So once you add this, just a second. Just a second. All right. So this is 100200 200, and this is 00 and 198, right? So once you add 0000 and 21, yeah. Okay, so you have 120,000 or 1,20,000 we divide by 40, which is 3,000, right? 1,20,000 divided by 40, which is 3,000, is the average of all such numbers. Now, you might be thinking it's such a lengthy question. Is it really worth doing it? Actually, it is not. I have a shortcut to this question. Now, I have explained it in the proper method so that you understand the logic. Okay. Now, I do have a very quick approach, a kind of a 30-second approach. This took us, I think, 5 minutes or more. And even if you were doing it on your own, like if you get the logic once we try it quickly, it might take you still 2.5 minutes. We can do this question in 30 seconds, right? So here is the 30-second approach. This is the proper method. Now, the quick approach is I'm giving the alternate explanation, and I have a very quick approach. This is A, this is 2A. This is B, this is B. A takes the value which is 1, 2, 3, 4. B takes the value which is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. So what is the average of A? And what is the average of B? What is the average of all the values that A can take? The average of 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm asking 2.5. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 10 over 4, which is 2.5. What is the average of B? 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 9. There are 10 such digits. Summation is 45 divided by 10, which is 4.5. So the point is that you can do this question by considering the average of the digits, right? And you can then replace the, so what is the value of this number? What is the value of this number? A, B, B, and 2A. It's simply 1000A plus 100B plus 10B plus 2A, or simply 1002A plus 110B. So in all such questions, yeah, Anubhav, correct? Yeah, you know the trick. Now I explained to the proper method so that you understand the logic also. Now I'm giving you the quick logic that okay, this is the digit form of the number. Then just expand the number as per its place value. This is the number, and then the average of all the values of this number will be obtained by replacing the average of the digits in this expression. So you replace these values, you'll get the same answer. 1002 times of 2.5 plus 110 into 4.5, you calculate this, that is also the same of 3000. That's a quick approach. All right, good, Anubhav, very good. All right, so there is always a shortcut, but if you have to master this, you know this bull, then you have to know the deep logic also. At the back of your mind you should be knowing the logic, and but while implementing you should know the trick, right? Okay, so here is what it is, right? You can replace the average of the digits to get the overall average of the number. So since it matches, it gives you the confidence that yes, logically I know this, and also I know the trick. Okay, people, here we go. The last problem for the session: permutation and combination. I'll give you a minute to try this. I'll not jump in straight away. Let me see if somebody can do this. In how many 4-digit numbers do the digits either strictly increase or strictly decrease from left to right? I hope all of us are very clear with what is the meaning of strictly increase. Okay, so here we go. Let's start. Okay, it's a 4-digit number. Digits needs to either strictly increase. So if it is A, B, C, D, so case one or possibility one is that strictly increase from left to right means A is the least digit, B is even more, C is even more, D is the largest digit. Strictly increase. Strictly increase means equality is not possible. Either we should have A less than B less than C less than D, or the case two, which is strictly decrease, which is A is the largest digit. So A is greater than B, B is further greater than C, C is further greater than D. How many such 4-digit numbers are there, people? So questions on PNC typically have been coming on digit based logics, and very, very innovative questions have been coming. So therefore, this is another flavor of that. Okay, so what do we do? In the first case, can I say that A is the least digit but can't be zero? So minimum to minimum, any digit can be can be one only in the first case, right? We cannot have the possibility of zero also. So all the possible digits that we can work on in the first case can only be from 1 to 9. Zero is not at all possible to be amongst the list of digits. Now, how many numbers are there? Depends on what digits you have selected. You have to select, can I say, 4 digits, and those 4 digits need to be absolutely different. They cannot repeat. So simply there's a problem of selection. From the 9 digits, you can select any 4 digits in simply 9C4 ways. This is a question of permutation, and permutation is a two-step process. Permutation is not arrangement. Permutation means selection followed by arrangement. First, you select what you have to arrange and then arrange that, and that is called as permutation. A, B, C, D need to be selected from 1 to 9. Once you selected that in 9C4 ways, let's say you selected 2, 5, 7, 9. How many numbers can you form now under this constraint that A is less than B is less than C is less than D? Only one number, 2, 3, 7, 9. You cannot do any other arrangement because there is a fixed defined order. You have to just follow that order. So the number of ways is simply one. There are not 2 ways. There are not 3 ways. There is only one way to arrange the numbers once you have selected them. So simply case one is 9C4 ways. Isn't it? Give me yes or no. 9C4 into 1, 9C4. Right. So whenever you have permutation question, just break it down into two-step process. First, figure out the number of ways to select what you're arranging and then think of arranging them. People mostly get stuck with permutation questions because they think, okay, I have to do n factorial. They just remember one thing, okay, if arrangement means n factorial. No. Arrangement means first decide what you have to select, what you have to arrange. First decide how many ways you can select what you have to arrange and then arrange that. 9C4 is the number of ways for the first case. We can calculate that. Let's come to the second case. How many possible digits we have in the second case to select from? Now 0 is possible because D could possibly be 0. Right? A is the largest. We could be decreasing. Let's say we selected 0, 1, 2, 7. So the number becomes 7,210. So now we have all the 10 digits to select. So in the absolutely same manner from 0 to 9, we have all the 10 digits. So the selection can be done in now 10C4 ways and the arrangement likewise in only one way. Right? So your answer is therefore 9C4 plus 10C4 because those are your two cases. You just add them. Now we can finish the calculation part. What is 9C4? You calculate that, you get 126. Right? 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 upon 4 factorial. You get that. 10C4 you get as to 10. 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 upon 4 factorial. So the answer to this question is 336. All right. Okay, people. So this was our uh, session, fourth session. We'll be meeting quite soon. I hope it was fun. It was fun for me. I hope it was for you as well. Uh, all right, so we'll be meeting again. And till then, stay in touch, stay tuned. Uh, right, I'll be seeing you quite soon with another sub session. Right. So thank you so much, people. Thank you. I'm always there. Yeah, and above, as I said, I have taken the inspiration, from all the previous year questions, and I've brought together, the concepts which I think have been asked many times, uh, you know, and I brought my own flavor, a new touch, right? For example, the last question that we just actually did, about the average, of digits. So there was a similar question that came up, but I have created a more new flavor of that question, I would say. uh, right. So yeah, so thank you, say, and yeah, we'll see you with the next one. All right, thank you so much. Have a nice evening. Thank you.